tough, coming and traveling that far, and the guys competed well. We just didn't find a way to capitalize on some of the little things that was going to put us over the top. So we obviously had a lot to learn from that game and things that we had to work on this week to be able to improve and help us continue working in the right direction so that we come out on top next time. But the guys did a good job of handling the road trip, going up and being ready to play, competed well. We just need to be able to capitalize on opportunities when they present themselves. So, as we look at it, we had an opportunity to finish them early and to really put them in a deeper hole, and we were unable to put extra points on the board or take advantage of turnovers. And, just those lost opportunities is something that we got to really focus on and be able to capitalize on as we move forward.
Booda, for you, this week you kind of got going, not only in the run game, but got involved in the passing game. Just talk about how the comfort level for you is coming along with the team and the program.
I think I'm really comfortable with the team. I think that we have a strong bond we've been building over the summer. Actually, over the spring, too, some of the guys reached out to me when I told them that, I was considering the school. I think we have a close-knit group of guys, and, just working a lot with the O-line and Karst, the quarterback, just being comfortable with them. We practice every day in tough situations, 2-minute drills, we work those a lot. So I'm just becoming real comfortable with the team.
And Lucas, for you, you've been with the program, seems like forever now.
Yeah.
You get to see the game through kind of a different perspective. What are some of the things that you think, some of those little things that you think the whole team can probably be better on moving forward?
To be better on? I don't know. I think if guys were more vocal in the locker room and just on the sideline, I think it would really help if we had a set group of leaders to kind of take us in every week and just kind of just lead us day by day and week by week.
Questions?
So obviously the end of that last game was kind of a rough ending for you guys. What's coming back to practice, the next day or whenever you guys have full practice after, a game that ended like that? What's kind of going through your heads? Maybe just what's the feeling all around in the locker room?
Well, as we told the guys and we came back and went to work on Sunday, had a long bus trip home, had a lot of time to let it digest and speak with a few of the guys as we made that ride home. We got home, I believe, 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. Then just a few short hours later, we're back in the facility and ready to go to work. So been able to have that time to digest and see where we're at. I was interested to see how would we respond. We really had a true test of where our character is and what we're going to be made of. And I've been proud of these guys. They've came to work each day and actually responded better than I thought they would. They've dug in a little bit deeper. They've strained a little bit more to pay attention to the details. So I like where our focus was and how these guys have rebounded. Nobody is satisfied with where we're at, which is good, and nobody's quit. So we got to keep pushing forward. We got to do a good job with continuing to develop those leaders like Lucas was speaking about, because we got a lot of new guys that are playing football for the first time and in leadership roles and have a lot of accountability that's on them. So I'm proud of these guys where they came back this week, refocused and ready to go to work and really turned our focus to Western.
Kind of just to piggyback on what Coach said, I mean, we not satisfied at all. We're not satisfied. We just really think that, like Lucas said, we need to have guys step up and lead. And then another thing that Coach kind of hit on throughout the week, has been hitting on throughout the week, is just reps. It's all about repetition. And we got in a tough situation at the end of the game. And, it didn't swing the way we wanted to, but we've repped it a couple times, and we're just going to keep repping it and just be ready for any situation we can be.
And I think for me, it's I come back hungry, and I always take a look in the mirror and I try to see what I can do better. My role is pretty small on the team, but if I can be a better leader, or if I can, do certain things better on field goals and stuff like that, I always try to look in the mirror and say, how can I be better for the team?
Booda, you you transferred in this year and trying to get a feel for a new program and all, and how did the transition work out for you? And looks like you're finding your way now.
So transferring in for me was pretty simple. Coach K has been somebody like a father figure in my life, as well as Coach Wick and Coach Matthews. Those guys have just been everything for me. Went through a tough situation 2020, 2021. My brother and my sister passed away. Coach K, Coach Wick, and Coach Matthews were all guys who reached out to me, just showed me love. So it was kind of a no-brainer coming here and just being coached by those guys. They're awesome people. The team is awesome. Like I said, we're a tight-knit group, so everyone is just, concerned about what you're doing or why you're doing something, if it's affecting us in a negative way or even if it's affecting us in a positive way. Guys are concerned and they want to know. So I think it's been really easy for me because I'm around such great guys, I should say.
Okay, where'd Booda come from? And how does it spell? Are we spelling it correctly?
I've spelled it 3 different ways.
So that's a question I get asked a lot. Actually, when I was born, I was a really big baby, close to 10. So that's kind of where that came from, big round belly. Everyone rubbed it for good luck, so that's where that came from. And it just stuck the whole entire way.
And you spell it?
So I spell it preferred, Booda. Just, no disrespect to, people who believe in Buddhism. I don't want to disrespect any gods or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So for the last 2 weeks, outscored in the second half. Is that just, something in the locker room, at halftime that is like coming out a little sluggish, or what's kind of going on in the head there? It's just kind of a slow start in the second half.
Yeah, when we look back on it and we have those opportunities to pin somebody back, right? And it just hasn't clicked for us, and we've got to continue to work to find that. We had the opportunities early, and with an onside kick that's bouncing around, a surprise onside, that we got to come up with those plays. We got to find a way. We got to make sure that we're doing everything possible to find a way to get our hands on that ball, be able to go and finish somebody. Had an opportunity then to be able to convert on a fake punt, and it bounces off our fingertips and we're wide open. It's just those little things, and right now we're not making those plays, and it's we're working at it every single day, and just like these guys said, we've got guys that are hungry, and they haven't quit. They're not hanging their heads. They're working every day to find that solution, find a way to be the guy that can make the play. And when we get all 11 on each side of the ball or each phase of the game thinking that way, we're going to start to be able to create those breaks. But that's what I told these guys. You can't sit on your heels. It's not going to come to you. You got to go and you got to make sure that you create it. But when we start to strain too much, and we're not relying on each guy to do their job, that's when we give up the big plays defensively, or we don't do our assignment on offense and it results in a big play for them defensively. So we've got to just continue to hone in and sharpen the details and the little things, and then those things will start to go in our favor.
With Western, they started out, they struggled, played 2 really good teams right off the bat, struggled a little bit. The last 2 weeks, looks like they've kind of figured a few things out. What are you seeing as you break down film, how Western's playing right now?
Well, and pretty evident as you look at it, Patty, they were able to get some key pieces back that were out the first 2 weeks. And they were forced to play their hand in what they could in those first 2 weeks, and they found a way to go out and compete. But now you can kind of see the continuity with their staff being together a long time, and the culture and the discipline and everything that they do. They've got those guys back, and they're back to playing, the brand of football that they want to play. So they're able to rely on some leaders and some guys that have been around and understand how to win. So, we got a tough challenge this week. We got to go out and we got to beat them at their own game. We got to out physical them, and we got to be able to convert and keep our offense on the field. So, we're excited about the opportunity. I think the guys are fired up. They just understand that, there's some extra excitement with Western coming to town and being one of our longest, if not the longest rivalry that we play every year. So we're excited about the challenge, and, they've done a good job of being able to put those pieces back into place and keep it rolling, and now they've got some good momentum, and we got to get it stopped.
See, I talked to Lucas a little about how much he loves Western. But Booda, I mean, you've been in the state, so you kind of understand that, but is there some talk about, okay, we've got in-state games coming up now? Is there a little extra juice?
There's a lot of extra juice, actually. I was just talking to Lucas about it probably about 5 minutes ago. Guys are fired up. Guys are really excited about this game. Everyone's dialed in, like Coach said, and we're just looking forward to executing our game plan and going out there and getting the W.
So you guys had a season high on the ground in the last game. Was that something you guys were game planning for? Or was it just kind of taking what the defense was giving you? Is that something you guys are looking to do going forward? Kind of walk us through, what led to that?
Yeah, going into the game, though, we wanted to make sure that we gave Booda opportunity to get going, and also it helps loosen Cars up a little bit when we get him running the ball and being able to feel the flow of the game. So definitely was part of our game plan as we went, and we know, and we've said it from day one, we've got to dominate the line of scrimmage. So we've got to be able to run the ball, and we've got to be able to stop the run defensively. If we do those two things, just like Saturday, we're going to have a decent shot and an opportunity at the end of the game to win.
Just to piggyback on what Coach said, that kind of was a big part of our game plan, was to establish the run and just be very dominant. And I think that's what we're going to do this week as well, is to establish the run again and just continue to be dominant. Our guys up front are working real hard. Coach Wick is coaching them up phenomenal, and we're just going to take advantage of that and just keep running the ball real well.
We talked a little bit after the game. The secondary is still kind of feeling its way. It looks like a little bit with some young guys, and is it just kind of a matter of trying to get them all on the same page at the same time?
It's 100% communication. So, the guys that have played and some of those guys that are veterans, they need to do a better job of communicating and assist the younger guys when they're in there so that they can rely on their voice. And it's all the way across the board defensively. We just got to do a better job communicating. When we're doing that and guys are playing and flying around and playing together and understand what they got to do, we've played good defense in spurts, but we just haven't been able to put that whole game together yet. So that's the biggest thing. And then getting some guys with some continuity back there, being able to get in the rhythm as well. We're still waiting for those guys to continue to step up. And, we're finally getting guys back healthy and to full speed and being able to take the majority of the reps at practice. That's going to be able to translate and carry over into the game.
Talked about some extra juice playing teams from Colorado. Any extra juice to try to get that home win? To get one in front of the home fans?
I definitely think there is, especially going off the week before last. We really want to get that home win. Like I said before, the guys were undefeated at home before the previous first home game. So it's really important for us to get this win. It's a statement game. We're looking forward to getting it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of extra juice, especially with Western. They're so close to us and with the battle of the Western Slope. And I think the fans kind of are in the same boat as us. They're not too thrilled about Western. I've seen some signs and talking to some people around campus, they don't like Western either. But I think the fans deserve it. I think they've shown us a lot of support over the past few years through the ups and downs, and I think having a big win against Western would really make them proud and want to keep supporting us.
Does the fact that playing on Saturday at night, does that get you guys talk about juice a lot? Does that get the juices going even more?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, prime time, it's under the lights, and yeah, it just adds like a little extra juice, I think.
Me personally, I love playing under the lights. It's the best thing in football, is being under the lights, everybody watching you, cheering you on. So I think it definitely adds a bunch of extra juice.
Coach K, I know you talked about you guys wanted to keep your offense on the field more. Turn to the defense. What are some things that you talked about under the lights, crowds want to be out. What would be some things you were looking forward to see from your defense that maybe didn't happen this past week?
Well, when you say that, our job defensively and for our defensive unit, we've got to get our offense more opportunities. So we got to do a better job of forcing 3 and outs. Kind of going back to our goal and our focus really week 1 was let's get the offensive ball as many times as we can. We know we got explosive athletes on that side of the ball, and the more opportunities that they get, the better off we're going to be as a team. So I think the focus this week is we got to be violent in everything that we do. We got to play with a different sense of urgency and aggression in everything, and I think that'll help us a lot.
All right, question of the week.
Hi guys. What is your guilty pleasure TV show to watch?
Grey's Anatomy.
Right now, mine's probably The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, I haven't had a lot of TV as we go, but with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, I'd probably have to say Amazing Friends.